time. So this nigga had enough and he was about to jump out the plane. He's like, but bro seen Bay in the whip, so he had to jump at that bitch and stop him. So they pull off this slow motion Mission Impossible ass scene and he manages to catch him. But he was low key tired of this nigga, so he started elbowing the This nigga thought he was in a Space Jam movie for a second. And long story short, they crashed the whip. So we gonna start with Bruce running from the feds because they just caught his ass lacking. And bro done trapped himself somewhere he can't get out on either side. Like, just look at this shit. They got this man from every angle. So Pops thinks he's a lab experiment. He tells them to start busting shots. So they start shooting smoke grenades in that bitch and busting windows and shit. And this is regular Bruce Banner, so he takes off his shirt to use it as a gas mask because he can't breathe in that shit. Meanwhile, she looking like she saw a ghost and she telling her dad to stop it. So she starts trying to make a run to the glass like, what are you gonna do when you get there? Just stare at the nigga while he puts on his swag? So he throws the shirt away and bangs on the window like a psycho. And then his eyes start glowing green and he disappears with the smoke. Now look at this nigga who thinks he's a super soldier or some shit. He's about to get packed up. Bro walking up like he finna do something for real. So this nigga in here transforming and shit. You already know he about to cook. So these dudes look at each other like, oh shit. As you can see his big ass shadow through the window and Pops didn't even tell him what they was going against. So he breaks the damn window open and they start running for their dear lives. Then he jumps out that bitch and this is the coldest nigga ever, bro. I remember watching this shit when I was like 5 or something. I used to jump off the couch every time this scene came on. So he lands on the turf and this is better than any Mark Ruffalo scene ever. Not gon' cap. So they all start shitting their pants because this nigga's about to cause mass destruction. And then bro started yelling so hard he made the wind change directions and start blowing shit. So now Pops is like, let's cook. So now these niggas start busting shots. And this the last nigga I'd be shooting shots at. I would've chainsawed so quick and started team firing, nigga. Now they got a big ass muscular 7'8" nigga running at them. So Pop calls for backup because he already know what this nigga capable of. So they pull up with a machine gun on the whip like these bullets were gonna make it any better to damage him. This nigga should have signed up for the NFL because he chucks the out this whip 5 seconds later. So now a new whip enters the chat and they start chasing this nigga down too. And these niggas still over here shooting at him, but he pulls up and then the truck pulls up and he just steps on that bitch, not giving a fuck. Ain't no way the niggas in that whip are still alive from that shit. So he picks the car up and starts going ballistics with that shit. And like I said, he doesn't give a fuck. Look at the nigga still on the top of the car. So he pulls a 180 and slams that bitch. And then he just starts spamming the same move and slamming the car on top of whatever they're in. And whoever was in this whip is dead. And he threw the car at me like, what the fuck I do? So then he threw the engine like a quarterback and took out another car. And then these niggas pulled up to the park just to record. Like, not gonna lie, I be doing the same shit though. So Mr. Fake Ass Super Soldier had enough and he threw the gun to the side like he was him. Then he starts walking up to this nigga spamming grenade launchers. So Hulk picks up this metal to use it as a shield. But this is still spamming and holding W. So he shoots one more rocket and now Hulk is tired of this shit. He's about to beat his ass. So he shot one more rocket and then jumped off his back like a trampoline. Then he grabbed onto the metal and started shooting his little BB pistol like it was gonna do something. And at this point in the movie, this nigga's a regular ass soldier. How was he doing all of this bullshit like he's an acrobatic? So he starts shooting the BB pistol again and then he got his weave game on 10. I'm not gonna lie, he's dodging that shit. He got Pops talking about he's that nigga. So pan back to Hulk, he's sitting there spamming the ground but missing everything. So he got up and Hulk like fuck, he start chasing this nigga. So these niggas pull up with the speakers blasting them shit on 10. And this nigga might as well have signed up for the NFL too. Look how fast this nigga's running. I don't even think I would have ran away from Hulk if he was chasing me at this moment. So these niggas get on top of the cars and start blasting music. And it's so loud it threw him and smacked Hulk in the face. So now they literally sitting here killing this nigga by blasting music in his ears that's on the volume 100. But Hulk had to tighten up and this nigga's in disbelief that this motherfucker trying to fight. So he throws his off-brand shield at one car and these niggas almost got turned to sliced pepperoni. So then he jumps and lands on the other car like a damn touchdown. And this nigga shitting bricks the fact that he called up his whole alliance just for these niggas to get squabbled. So now the fake super soldier picks up an AR cause he wants smoke again. And he's doing the same thing as last time, walking up on him spamming a gun. So he throws it to the side because he thinks he's him or some shit. Probably the only nigga that stood this close to the Hulk without dying immediately. So Pop's telling this nigga, you about to get your ass cooked. So Hulk looks at him because he should have took that shit serious. So then he plants his foot in this nigga's chest and sends him flying. And that was enough for the fake super soldier for a minute. Look at this nigga in disbelief, his best soldier got laid out like a fucking bitch. We gonna start with Abomination running in here choking Bruce Banner like he's a bitch. And this man's dead ass getting treated like he's a hoe or something. Look how he's getting slapped in his face. And this man looking at Bruce like he's in disgust. So then these niggas walk in and we watch Abomination give Bruce Banner the hardest hit of his life. 5 seconds later, this man's getting carried to a reboot van. And then 5 more seconds, he wakes up in a hell of a chopper. Alright, fuck all that. So we pan to the city and this man Abomination is launching cars like they're Angry Birds. I mean, look at bro right here running for his life, but he got hit by a 60-mile-per-hour car flying at him. So they start panning to this man Abomination and he looks menacing as fuck, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time he looks ugly. Like, my nigga, what is this goddamn face you're making? Meanwhile, they watching this man treat New York like a playground. And Bruce can't believe he's about to have to save the day and fight this monster ass nigga. So the weak ass police pull up shooting pistols. Like, bro, this not Resident Evil when you shoot the weak spot and weaken this nigga. So we come back to Abomination throwing these niggas left and right. And these niggas had enough. They start pulling out the rocket because they ready to end this nigga. So he shoots his shot. But this man grabbed the rocket and bit it. And I'm sitting here confused like, bro, what the hell are you on? So he stares at the nigga that shot the rocket. And now look at little bro shooting his pants. Like, the second this nigga dropped in the city, I would've got the up out of there. You know he ain't like that, so he starts walking up on this nigga. And Abomination compared to these niggas is like us compared to ants. So this man starts tweaking out and starts throwing shit in the street. And you know Bruce is in his pants because he ain't never seen nothing like this. So the soldiers put that in reverse and try to get the out of there. And I'm not gonna lie, you ain't getting nowhere like this, especially when a super mutated fish is chasing you at 60 miles per hour, flipping and throwing cars and shit just to get to you and you up. Nigga, I would've just hopped out the car and stood there like this. So they reversing that shit as far as they can, not giving a about who's in the street or anything. So they pan back to Abomination, jumping over cars and running down the street like he's Tyreek Hill. So now they know they up because they got nowhere else to reverse that car. So the taxi comes through and this man just steps on it like a skateboard and holds it over his head. And for shooting that damn rocket, he slams the taxi into the car. Now he got this man Bruce thinking about how he doesn't want to be the Hulk anymore. But he's like anyways and try to talk this man into letting him turn into the Hulk one more time. So now he's standing on the edge of the helicopter. And this don't move out the way. But old girl won't even let him jump out the plane. And I don't even know her name. Who y'all boys hear me? But Bruce is like, I'm sorry, babe, I'm that nigga. But nah, he kisses his girl and then he starts leaning back and he falls out the damn plane. So this man starts falling from the sky like he's Kratos or something. And then mid-fall they knew they was about to replace his ass with Mark Ruffalo, so he talking about some oh shit. Then he hits the ground like a damn meteor. In no way she can see this man, like, do you see how high she is? But they pan back to the street and we see this nigga and you already know it is time to cook. So he wakes the fuck up and everything about this man is cold. Like, just look at his body build. Pause, I'm low-key glazing. So Hulk starts walking up to this nigga taking his shirt off. And you just know this nigga's about to cause critical damage. And you just know Abomination is a menace because why are you running up on the Hulk like this? So Hulk kindly waited for everybody to get out the way before he started running. And these niggas treating the New York streets like it's a football field. So then they both jump at each other and I thought Hulk was about to piece him up, but Abomination threw him back to where he came from. And at this moment I couldn't believe my eyes. So bro gets up, but he got hit so hard he fell back down on his knee. But bro gives no due to how hard he got kicked in his chest. But bro can't go out this bad, so he starts tearing up the police car. And then this psycho ass nigga starts running down the street. Like, bro, you did not have enough space to be running down the street like that. So this nigga equips the police car like they're boxing gloves. And he starts piecing this nigga up like he's a bitch. He wasn't even giving this man time to reflect what was going on. He even threw this man on the ground and started beating his ass until his boxing gloves wore off. And then bro realized he wasn't done and he put his hands on him for real and punched him one more good time. But when he spit that tooth out, you knew Hulk up and he should have kept swinging. So Abomination launched his ass to the Bronx and then got up like nothing happened and started running to the building and climbing that hoe. So he peeks in the building where he just launched this nigga. And look at how this man is smiling, bro. He is a menace. So they pull up in the helicopter and he's telling him to light this big ass booger up. So they go on a whole ass chase scene with this man climbing the walls and jumping on the rooftops and shit. He's a Ninja Turtle. And bro got kicked so hard he was over here napping the whole time. So this nigga had enough and he's about to jump out the plane. He's like, but bro seen Bay in the whip, so he had to jump at that bitch and stop him. So they pull off this slow motion Mission Impossible ass scene and he manages to catch him. But he was low key tired of this nigga, so he started elbowing the This nigga thought he was in a Space Jam movie for a second. And long story short, they crashed the whip. So Hulk wakes up and he knows his girlfriend is about to get turned into fried chicken in the helicopter. But Abomination still wants all the smoke. So they get ready for round 3 because now these niggas finna cook. This nigga wipes his mouth so he knows it's about to get serious. And he really tired of this shit. Forgot he that nigga, so he about to cook again. So they rush at each other and Hulk about to shit. Abomination starts bullying this man and threw him at the wall. And I know bro's breath is kicking right now. So they over here in the helicopter finna get baked on 350. She trying to signal to this man that they finna get turned into bacon. But this man's currently getting an elbow to his goddamn neck right now, so he can't really do nothing. So Abomination breathing his hot ass breath in his face. And he got this man pinned against the wall like a high school bully. But Hulk ain't no bitch. He start doing everything in his power to get this nigga off of him. But bro's all up in his face, spitting that hot ass breath, smelling like bounce that ass and butt crack. So he raises his arm up and stabs this nigga in his chest. And I would do him like I did Bucky, but Hulk is that nigga. So instead of jumping out the helicopter, she gives this man another thing to worry about. So his eyes start glowing up and he's like, that, it's time to cook. He starts raising his elbow off his chest and then he headbutts this nigga in his chest. And then he grabs bro and throws him into the wall that he just got thrown into. So he looks at the helicopter and sees the fire start up. And then he does the coolest shit ever. He clapped his hands together and made an almighty push like he was pain or some shit. Then he thought he was chilling, but Abomination part of Sneak Nation. And he smacks this nigga with a big ass chain that came from the ground. So then he starts pulling that bitch back like bro must have thought he was Scorpion or some shit. Then he starts swinging a bitch on his head and he throws it at Bruce and smacks the out of him with it. So bro decided he wasn't done as he's picking it up again. And bro was about to game in the captain and his daughter. So he started swinging that shit around again and he was really about to kill these niggas. But Hulk got up and did the coldest shit ever. And you already know what I'm about to do on scenes like this. Hulk! Smash! If you prefer the new Hulk over this one, don't shake my hand. I don't with you. So he made this nigga lose balance and cause a crack in the ground. And my boy looked so depressed watching his weapon fly out his hand. So as it came back down, it started choking. Look at Hulk in the background wasting no time to come over here and kill this man. So it starts choking the out of him. But Abomination balls his fist up and gives this nigga the nastiest elbow. But Hulk ain't going and he pissed the chain back around this nigga. Damn! Run that back. This nigga so desperate to get set free, he mollywopped this nigga twice in his face. Then he put his big ass thumb in Hulk's mouth. Like, I would have definitely beat your ass for that shit. But this nigga's not done. He chin checks this nigga twice. But then Hulk takes the big ass thorn out of his elbow and he stabs him in the chest with it. And bro just wouldn't stand still. So he had to keep on treating this nigga like a dog and pulling him by the chain. Then Hulk gets smacked away and Abomination thought he was about to make a run for it. But Hulk pulled him back and started grabbing that chain tighter. So for the next 5 seconds, he just strangles the life out of this nigga. Look at this booger ass nigga experience the last 5 seconds of his life while Hulk is enjoying this shit screaming his lungs out. So then his psycho perk wore off and he had to remember where he was at. Then he threw Abomination to the side and showed him that he was really that nigga. Look at the size difference between these two niggas. Then he stepped on this nigga's chest and then showed him he was really that nigga. Bro couldn't seem like no bitch in front of his girl, but he know damn well he finna go home and cry from that stab wound in his chest. Now everybody in shock, but Hulk had to show these niggas that he's him. So he kicks this nigga's dead body to the side. So then Bae pulls up and she tries to sweet talk this nigga. Then the helicopter comes and flashes this nigga. And now he got the whole block staring at his ass. If I was him in this situation, I would have probably skedaddled too. So he turns around and starts running away and pulls out this amazing Spider-Man 2 ass scene.